We got a video from ABBA and Preach. I watch their videos normally, you know what I'm saying, in my spare time. I thought I'd bring them to the channel. I didn't want to watch this one without y'all. They normally don't do reaction length videos, but this one seems relatively reaction length, so, you know, bring it to the channel, bring it to the community. We got wives publicly lusting for celebrities. It's always gonna prefer a little like. And as you can see, I turn on that bell. If you've been enjoying the reactions, the breakdowns, the gameplay, etc., turn on that bell for me as well. Discord community link down below. Without further ado, it's the main man Slide. Slide up to your timeline, and let's just slide right in.
I've been seeing this trend go around on social media of literal married women and mothers going to concerts of male artists, recording those male artists, and then captioning the reel, "I'm married and still shaved my legs for this just in case."
I'm not gonna lie, that's overly freaked out. That's like a similar equivalent would be like if a dude went to a concert to like a female artist and was like, "I'm married, but I brought like a honey pack just in case." It's like, it's not like it's more than just the statement being crazy. Why would you have a need to say it, period, let alone post it for hella people to see?
I'm a mother and still wear a matching lingerie set just in case. And then if you hit the comments, all the women are agreeing with them.
Okay, if you guys don't wear, like, I've seen this like on Usher concert videos and stuff like that. And a lot of these, some people even show up with a man and they post these captions. But that is very normal, and I have seen what exactly what you're talking about for a lot of male artists.
Yeah, it's also like celebrity crushes. That whole concept's a little strange. Because, like, it kind of implies, like, to my understanding, people's, like, acceptance of it comes from, like, oh no, these people are, like, you know, top tier. I would never reach this status, so you have nothing to worry about. You feel me? But it implies, oh, if they offer something, or if I ran into them and they really pull me heavy, like they want to marry me, I gotta say yes. And it's like, if that's the case, you're letting into your relationship like this idea that if someone better comes along, because what's the difference between your partner and this celebrity? Nothing much besides fame and money, because you don't know the celebrity's personality. You haven't seen them in depth as you've seen your partner. So for you to leave that conversation open just implies that someone with more status or money, aka more resources, if you combine the two together and fall under the umbrella of resources, if someone came with better resources, you're gone. And that's like kind of ridiculous because it discredits everything you've gone through with your partner.
And I just have to say,
Especially
to
if
all
you're
those
married.
women posting that and the women commenting, your husband should leave you. That is the most disrespectful form of public humiliation to your husband.
So I just wanted to play that short clip.
True.
I understand why she's saying that. And that's two things can go with this. I understand why she's saying that. To some point, I agree. But I also don't care. I don't care. She goes back home to me. So,
Oh, so you're okay
True.
with that? Her like making those kind of captions online?
it's just jokes, right, Justine? It's all jokes, right?
Jasmine is crazy. It's like, yeah, because it goes from like what my dog was talking about and Baki, what Baki was talking about. He was like, I'm your partner. And that means if you think this bum is the better man, go with him. I can't control your decisions. You can't get offended by me saying that, because in me saying that, it is fully understanding what our relationship is and fully putting trust in you, because I am acknowledging like, nah, you're not gonna go nowhere. You're like, you know, you're my day one. And it's like, if you did want to go somewhere, I would let you. If you thought you could genuinely be happy there, if I want to see the best for you, I don't have to like it, but I have to be okay with it, if that makes sense. So I kind of see where Preach is coming from here in terms of like, you wouldn't care. But I also think part of his take where that's concerned is coming from is likely from like I don't see myself in a situation where my girl is posting something like that and they mean it to the upteenth degree. It's still wild, it's still ridiculous, but being someone who's not insecure, I'm not gonna be like, man, we're done. I'm just going to raise a little eyebrow, keep pushing.
Okay. Talk
See what I
your
did there?
shit. Talk
See
your
what I
shit.
did there?
All right.
No, but for real. No, for real. I'm like, it's whatever. Nothing happened. So
Yeah.
what are we talking about?
Here's my thought. I don't think I'm that far off from you. I think in a world where like people constantly complain about the fact that like men have too many OnlyFans girls that they're following, or like people they like on Instagram all the time.
You know what I mean?
You know, like this kind of stuff also coexisting always makes me laugh. I've actually dated someone before. So I don't really follow people on Instagram. I don't really spend much time. I just upload and then I kind of get off of the app. I don't really spend much time
You got an
interacting.
Instagram with 5 people you follow.
Exactly. And I don't interact with the application. But I do follow a couple of female dancers who are like technically gifted. I like watching them. They're really good at what they do, whatever it is their craft is.
He dances.
I don't like their stuff, but I'll see clips of them dancing. I'm like, oh, because I nerd out a little bit on technique, so I'll follow a couple of male and female dancers. I date someone who had a problem with it, and like she's made some comments, and like when the comments first came out, I double took. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, I don't like any of that shit, right? I just like follow it so I can see the content because I enjoy dancing, and that's a hobby I'm really invested in. It's like, yeah, but the way it looks, I was like, okay. Tell me how this brother got a whole ass Instagram, like doing like gym attires and following dudes. Not that I give a shit, but I just couldn't help but be like,
yeah, it's like a ridiculous double standard, especially when it's like his engagement with it is like it's a hobby. It's like it's like if I was a fencer and inevitably there are women that fence as well, I'd be studying techniques that I see men and women doing because I might find something that gives me the edge over my competition. Because there's techniques women not used in men competitions. So it's like, oh, I might find a hidden gem. And if that is how I'm engaging with the content, cool. But if you are then engaging with like, say, use his exact scenario, overly thirst trappy, like calisthenics guys, etc. I'm not saying anything about it. I don't have a problem with it. But if you in your mind are complaining about me looking at something purely to find like technique, you get what I'm saying? And it's not even like I'm overly searching for this. It's like if my feed's gonna be filled with anything, I would have it be something that's related to a hobby of mine. It has nothing to do with those people. It has something to do with me. But you're actively following someone just for like the aesthetic, the look, the appeal. And it's not even like a clothing brand. It's a person. It's like for you to then comment on what I'm doing is a little crazy. It's double take warranted,
You are gonna say something to me
because she's talking about her. She's not talking about you. She's talking to a projection of herself.
Yeah.
So it's not so much of
you see a problem with it because when you're doing it, you have in your head like this kind of micro transgression that you think you're cheating. So when you see them doing it, you're gonna comment on it. And that's what fries me. I'm a very transparent person, so I can't see myself in that scenario because whatever standard I were or would to have put on you, I put on myself twice, quadruple fold, and I'm not putting that as a standard or saying it's a value or a boundary unless I've thought about it intensely. And I'm like, okay, these are the reasons why. Not all the time do boundaries need to have reasons. Sometimes I would just think it makes me uncomfortable. I'm just the type of person to look at it three-dimensionally before I put that there. So it is weird. People are like that. And this is like relationships, friendships, partnerships. Like, oh, bro, don't touch my work while I'm not here. Don't work on a project without me. And it could be because they're insecure about their own work or they think you're like they don't see it as teamwork. They see it as like they're carrying you. It's like, oh, bro, don't do no work when I'm not here. And realistically, there's code for them saying like, don't fuck it up. Let me handle everything. You're just here to be a tag along. And when that happens and it's not something allowed to be vice versa, like when we go to work on something that I'm experienced in and you're the tag along, your mind says like, no, put me, include me. I want to feel included. It's a ridiculous double standard. Not because I disagree with your point, but because if you genuinely believe what you said was right, why in another scenario on the other side of the table do you feel that it's wrong? That implies that you think what you're doing is wrong and only one side beneficial and not a mutual truth.
What you're doing is what she would do in it's how she feels. Bruh. Girls do that, guys do that. It's not even a guy-girl thing again. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Most of the people that I saw that the guy had a problem with what you got with this guy.
We're cheating.
They the one that was problematic.
A lot of times the jealous person or the one who suspects of cheating is doing that because they cheated and they're like, if I'm getting away with that shit, bitch, what are you getting away with? And I'm just like, that's crazy. How your dick dirty want to know where my pussy smell like? Not that I have one.
God damn,
you know what I mean?
Bro, what the fuck are you saying?
It's a drink talk.
Oh, yes, that's what I'm saying. Alcoholic. All that to say that it's weird. To me, I'm gonna tell you know what? I'm gonna go against the whole ass grain.
Can I get some water?
Yes. That's called punishment.
I had a little apple aftertaste. My apologies. All this is say,
no.
Dirty Dick can't say nothing to me.
What I'm saying is this. I'm gonna go even against.
My apologies. All this is say,
no.
Dirty Dick can't say nothing to me.
What I'm saying is this. I'm gonna go even against the grain. I'm gonna say this. It is unhealthy in a couple to just be and just look at your girl or just look at your boy.
True.
It's counterproductive.
Yeah.
It's not real.
I don't know what he said. I don't know how far he's taking this point, but I agree. The idea that you can't like objectively see beauty in other things and other people is ridiculous because it also goes to it goes both ways, like ugliness as well. Because if you only had good days, there would be no good days. Every day would be a regular day. Because to your reference, this has happened multiple times, so this is normal. Vice versa, if you want to consider your partner something truly beautiful to you, you have to also appreciate the flaws. Like, for example, the rain. I can appreciate the rain. It's also a drag because I get wet. But it doesn't make me appreciate the rain any less. I'd argue if I didn't get wet from the rain, it'd feel weird. Like, it'd lose some of its, like, beauty because there'd be no flaws to it. It would just be like this magical thing that exists. And after experiencing it enough times, it's like, whatever. But because there's a up and a positive and a negative, there are going to be times where it's like, it sucks. Oh, I need to get to my car. I had to walk in the rain for like 5 minutes. I'm soaked. And there's going to be times where it's like, you chilling with a friend or a homie and y'all sitting on the porch and it's just raining hard and you can just hear the sound of the rain and you just chilling like these and it's like, this is life, man. You feel me? Yeah, so to some extent, I do agree. I feel like if you can't see general beauty, you won't be able to value your partner the same way. Because, like, you use them as the only standard, and then you'd be, like, forcing yourself to only see them. And once that happens, you're not going to appreciate what you see anymore. Because, like, if I analyze this wall for 30 minutes, I can say I'm like a paintologist or something. If someone puts a gun to the back of my head, locks me down to this chair, and says stare at this wall for 30 minutes, it's a punishment. Literally, the difference between leisure and work is a leisure work, and you can also somewhat say a job, but generally, the only difference between leisure and work is your perceived freedom. So it's like if you feel like you can't look at something else, if you feel like you can't appreciate the beauty in something else, now this relationship that's supposed to refresh you, similarly to leisure, is overly work. Because there's also work you have to put into your relationship. So if there's work you have to put in here, and you feel like everything you're doing here is work, it's now overly work. So now you need to pick me up from this. But if this is the main thing, you're never gonna get a pick me up. You get what I'm saying? It gets to a point where you literally it'll just lead to like burnout.
Oh, it's applications. You watch people. You're gonna go outside. You're gonna meet people. You're gonna see people that look good. You're not gonna look at them. You're gonna see people at the motherfucking gym. You're gonna go to a concert, to the restaurant, to the bar. You're gonna see other people that are attractive.
Agreed.
They're there. You're gonna go to work. You're gonna see some attractive people. There are people that work with me every day. God, I look good, and I get it. No, but for real, it's weird if you don't. I'm not saying like you're aggressive about it and you're fucking. I remember that Steve Harvey clip. I think he was doing Family. Yeah, it was Family Feud, and then there was one dude that was at the, when they have to press the buzzer to decide who, and then there was a lady, and this guy starts barking at the girl while his wife was right there.
Yeah. But
Is that your wife?
cooked.
That's too much. That's weird. But looking at nice things, I don't know. Me, I'm gonna walk in the street and my girl gonna be like, "Damn, she got a fat ass." I'm gonna be like, "Yes, she does." And I'm glad you noticed she had a fat ass.
I think that if
Okay, that I'm glad you noticed. It's crazy, but yeah, as partners, you should be able to like say that. Like, even if it's like a little ego draining, put the shoe on the other foot. If you're walking by a guy and he has like a good physique, and your girl points out, "Oh, low key, this dude has some fire traps." If you feel overly egoed about that, that sucks because that means you're not confident in what you have. And it's like, even if you're working towards something, you should still be confident in what you have because what you have, unless you've just started working on something, what you have is something you've already worked for. So you should already have a certain amount of confidence behind this because it wasn't just a talent, it was something you worked on, right? So, boom, your girl says something like that. It should literally be like, "Oh no, his traps are kind of fire." It like makes kind of like a Dorito bag. That's a lot of guys go for it. Shoot, I think I had that too. I've been going for that, but yeah, my trap's a little lacking. My shoulders though, like, mog the fuck out of his shoulders. You should be able to say that casually. It shouldn't be an ego thing. It shouldn't be a hurt thing. Now, mind you, if you're having good and healthy enough conversation. Random observations like that don't normally pop up. But if my girl and I are walking and Arnold Schwarzenegger pops up out of nowhere and he got that shit on, he got that on. It's the same way how you see someone with a fire fit. Yo, that fit fire, bro. Low key, bro's arms kind of swole too. I like how it goes with that shirt. I need to check out that brand, bro. Maybe it'll make my arms look better too. That should be a common conversation. You know, that shouldn't be taken as like an insult. It truly just bleeds like insecurity and naivety.
Somebody has an insecurity. I think it's, or I don't even, if your standard is I don't want my partner to even appear like they might be lusting over people online, I don't think that's the craziest or wildest.
Yeah, if we're talking lusting, yeah, it's not a crazy statement. I say it's a fairly common statement. But if it's like, I don't want my partner seeing people online, I don't want my partner interacting with the opposite sex, you're tripping. You're turning this relationship of leisure that has work to it and like, you know, boundaries to it, and you're turning it to fully work, which leads to draining, which leads to less fun, restrictions, and then that creates burnout. And when both people are burnt out, nobody's fighting for us. People are just fighting for themselves, and then, you know, people split.
It's fine for you to have that standard, okay? But lady, you got to maintain it too, at the very least, because then it just looks like shit. You just expecting me to do shit that you're not going to do, and then that's disrespectful. Because then you're expecting me to carry an emotional load that you won't even try to reciprocate, and you're imposing on me. So
Right.
I think
That's when it gets ridiculous.
Me personally, I think it's weird to think it and not be able to voice it with your partner. Because I'm like, it's so meaningless to me. I just say it. And then, like,
True. Because you not saying something doesn't mean it wasn't thunk. And to not be able to speak on it, sometimes it's not intentional, but it can be omission. And omission is a type of lie, unfortunately. Like hiding information is a lie. Because, you know what I'm saying? Whoever needs to know said information doesn't know said information because you're afraid of how they will react to said information. That hiding is like, you know what I'm saying? What's good, man? But you feel me? That's like, it's kind of cooked.
bothers you, like, oh, that's not a great feeling. But I'm respectful enough of the person because they have a different lived experience, and I probably have particulars that are weird, and I may need from them, and they're going to comment.
Right.
So that's what I would say to that. So when I see the situation with the girls making these captions, I don't mind that they do that. I just hope that every single one of them knows that if their husband or partners did the same thing, that they wouldn't
would they
have an
feel?
issue with it. And if two
Right.
people want to get together and have this thing where they can, you know, have this like lustful experience with this person who they'll
Comfortably.
never attain or
Yeah.
make these jokes, I don't care. But in my
Facts.
experience,
It's not my business.
a lot of ladies who permit themselves to do this kind of thing, I mean, I don't know if they would permit their partners to do that.
I don't know.
And some would say that men lusting is different than when women do it.
Some of these guys be weird, bro.
Some would actually say that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
You know, when women like a man's pictures, it's just like this. But like when men do it, like they actually like, they want to desire that body or whatever. It's like, if you want to have this double standard and try to justify it
I
afterwards,
was liking
feel
Storm's
free.
picture when she was a cartoon, my girl. Like,
Yeah.
Calm down. Like it's not even that. But you know, what I have a problem with, what I would have a problem
I believe he's talking about the X-Men, for those who don't know.
with is if she never shaves her legs for a man. Then I'm like, you shave your legs for a fictional dude that you're never going to have an interaction with, but never do it with, then there's some questions there.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're just talking like that, you just do your thing and you shave or don't shave your legs or you do whatever the fuck you want. And it's a nothing sandwich for me. Motherfuckers
True.
are reading too much into it.
I hate people who do this. They are out. They
Killer calls himself.
They
I've been seeing
literally
this trend.
are lack of outro demons, bro. Appreciate y'all for watching. As always, make sure you stay happy, healthy, and hydrated. You know it's time to catch me next. Peace.